Hey you guys, another flip through on a journal that I just finished. Actually finished this one this morning. Um, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and just do two journals in this video. Um, because I might as well. um, so this one is actually listed now in my shop. It's two silver oranges on Etsy. And if you'd like to see this one as well as, a whole bunch of other journals, go ahead and cruise on over there. I'll make sure and put a link in the description of the video. So on this one, as well as the other one that I'm going to show you, I basically just took an old vintage book, and since I didn't necessarily love the like the title of the book and the imagery on the book itself, I decided to just go ahead and, kind of distress it. So I actually showed these in what I'm up to video earlier this last week. But so I just went ahead and kind of gessoed the cover and distressed it with some orange tones and some yellow tones and things like that. And then just kind of did like a border using the liquid leaf. And then, so it's constructed with two signatures sewn in with some cotton twine. And I did go ahead and add an eyelet here at the top of the spine so that you could attach some extra charms and maybe even a tassel on there if you wanted to. And then the closure is just a couple of sort of puffy strips of silk. So and so this one's definitely got an orange tone. The cover is made with this is a piece of like a craft cardstock with a paper napkin decoupaged on with beeswax. And then one of my clusters, some paper flowers, some sari silk, like, oh, what do they call them? Yeah, I always forget what they're called. Anyway, so these are just some pieces that are cut out of like the borders of some sari silk and stuff like that. So appliques, that's what they're called. Anyway, so that's basically the cover. And I did go ahead and attach some charms to the eyelet that's here on the front cover. One of my like keychain tags with one of my family pictures on there. And then little piece of rickrack as a charm and an old key, that kind of stuff, and some buttons. I also set an eyelet in the bottom of the back cover as well. So you just never know. So, I mean, like if this annoys you there, move it back here or put it up there or whatever. So I thought I should just start doing that on all my journals if it's possible. So let's go ahead and flip through this one. So on the front, well, there's a pocket here on the front. There's like a little, let's make sure I'm in frame here. So I've got like a tuck spot made with one of my clusters here. And then it's like an oversized shipping tag here. And I sprayed this with some, gold like alcohol ink at one point. And this little card is made, this is like, opens up. This is made with like a piece of acetate and a little bit of a collage behind it, and it's stitched together on the sewing machine. Okay, and then I used just some random pieces of lace and fabric and stuff like that as little tabs throughout the book. So just vintage papers, book pages, coffee dyed paper. I went a little bit light on the embellishment in this book, believe it or not, because I really wanted anybody who is really interested in actually journaling in their book to have lots and lots of space to do that. So I kind of restrained myself as far as the embellishment. And also I didn't want it to be super, super chunky like the other one is. So there's just some book pages here. This is just an old like advertisement that I printed and then coffee dyed. um, some letterhead, some really nice paper that I coffee dyed. It's a little page from an atlas, just folded up. The state of Nebraska. And I just, attached little bits and pieces here and there. There's a little stamp stapled right on there from Australia. And in each of the glassine envelope pockets, I've just, stuck a few pieces of ephemera on, like a journaling card, that kind of thing. I like to make it kind of fun to look through the little pockets and stuff. So there's usually some kind of little surprises in there. Some very thin yet sturdy typing paper. This is an onion skin paper, vintage paper. Book pages. This is an old map. Some more onion skin paper. Some coffee dyed, patterned scrapbook paper. And I always think it's kind of interesting to, actually read some of the book pages that are in the books. So here's just an old picture as a journaling card. Couple little tags in here on this tuck spot with a cluster on the front. And this is the center of the signature. So just there's an advertisement, some Tim Holtz paper made into a tag. There's another one, little piece here, and another advertisement. Some coffee dyed tags, and another piece of, this is a book. This book that I just love. It's called Garden Flowers in Color, and I've disassembled it and just taken a bunch of the images and stitched them onto the front of some coffee dyed paper. Another cluster. A little postage stamp. Another one happens to be from Australia. I did not do that on purpose. And some more stuff in this pocket. This is just an old picture. I think this is Rome. This is a coffee filter, coffee dyed, and inserted into the glassine envelope. There's another postage stamp in here and a little ticket that I've coffee dyed. This is the other, half of that wax paper bag with a tag in there. There's a piece of map patterned scrapbook paper that I coffee dyed and just folded up like a map, and a piece of note paper that's folded in half. Just a little flip out with another collaged image behind some acetate stitched onto a card. So see, there's lots and lots of space for writing in this book. There's a tuck spot on the front made out of a tag. Well, a couple little layered elements there on that card. I love this book, or it was just like a pamphlet of, like hardware for furniture hardware. Excuse me. There's another tag with some ephemera. There's a postage stamp, little tag or a little ticket. This is like a bingo scorecard type of thing for contract bridge stuck in there. There's another coffee filter. And there's a little mini file folder in here that has a couple of things just, tucked in there, and a little order form. Some coffee dyed book pages. There's another one of those paper sacks. There's a little card in here again with a collaged image behind acetate. I'm loving like doing that lately. It's really fun. It's really fun to put those together. So very junky, you know, vintage style junk journal, as you know, is my typical style, I guess. And these are, you know, some tags that I made quite a while ago. I actually have a video, you know, months ago where I was making these. So I'm trying to get those used up. I've been making so many minis lately that, you know, it's hard for me to use up some of my larger stuff. So, but I have a whole bunch of covers that are prepped and ready to go. So trying to get some of those finished up. There's another map and just a piece of Tim Holtz paper in this pocket. Another flip out with a book paper or a book image. There's a piece of a doily attached there. Another little card. There's a ticket. This is like a raffle ticket. Another little ticket. Coffee dyed, like kind of postcard style greeting cards that I got. There's a little postage stamp from France and some hook and eye, you know, card there. Another stitched on image, some labels. And there's actually, you know, quite a bit of work in this journal, as well as in the other one that I'm going to show you. And so I just kind of wanted to mention that there is quite a bit of work involved in, you know, the tags that are in here, all of the clusters and the coffee dyeing and all of that stuff. Like, I don't need to explain that, but I did want to, you know, just kind of point that out. So okay, so there's number one. And like I said, this is already listed in my shop. So if you're interested, go check it out. And I actually do have a sale in my shop right now. So, you know, give it a look, see, and see what's going on there. So this is the second one that I wanted to show you guys. Considerably chunkier than that last one. There is a ton of stuff in this book, okay? A ton. Again, it's, you know, it's a vintage book that I've distressed. And there is actually a clear coat over the distressing on both of these books. Just, you know, so they're sealed up pretty good. There's an eyelet here on the back that you could use for charms. Another one here at the top of the spine. And then another one here on the front. And I've attached some charms and stuff on there. There's one of my handmade tiles, a little key tag with one of my family pictures there, and this little tiny tassel that I made. You know, as I was putting this together, I thought, oh, that'd be cute to put a little tassel on there. So there's that, and then there's a little key. So the front is just this really pretty postcard. It's Good Luck baking powder, and I just thought she was so pretty, you know. So I attached that onto this is the cover. It's like a box, like the background, her background is this box that all of these little bridge tally cards came in, or score sheets I should say came in. It was like a set of 4, but I just love that box. It's so pretty. And then I took an applique and attached it on the front here. And then one of my clusters, there's a little piece of cardstock with some paper just decoupaged on there with beeswax. So, and there's actually some little like ration tickets there. So, all right, and so this one just has the you know, seam binding and hitch post closure. So, and this is of course adjustable if you need to make it even bigger or smaller. So, and you know, I like to include a lot of stuff in some of my journals so that people can use this stuff in different ways, you know. I mean, you could take half of the stuff that's in this book and put it into another journal or whatever, make your own, make a whole other journal probably out of, you know, what's in here. So I went a little crazy on this one, and but that's okay. Like, I'm happy about it. So in the front, on the inside cover, there's a piece. This is a piece of watercolor paper that I decoupaged paper napkin with beeswax onto. And then here's a little tag with a picture of my grandma behind a piece of acetate stitched on there. A raffle ticket, and then just a little tiny. This is like a little card that folds out. Okay, and then this is kind of like a double, like tuck spot pocket page, you know. So here's an old postcard, another piece of ephemera here, and then a little picture of Rome, and a little coffee dyed tag there with one of my clusters on the front. And the back is basically the same thing in reverse. So two little coffee dyed tags, journaling card, and then another piece of this is like a postcard like stationery set, and I coffee dyed most of that. A lot of different weights of paper and stuff in these journals. You know, a lot of the paper is very thin. I try to use paper that definitely has, you know, integrity, where it's not going to just fall apart. But, you know, if I feel like it's weak in a certain spot or something, I'll take a piece of washi tape and just run it, you know, across that area. So, like this one had just a tiny bit of weakness right there. So I just, you know, put some washi tape on there, and then that's where I put the tab with a staple, kind of holding it together. So, I mean, you definitely have to be aware of that. I mean, a lot of the paper that I use in my journals is old paper, you know, but if I feel like it's not, sometimes I hate these things. They're so hard to get stuff back in there. But anyways, if I feel like it's not sturdy enough to be in my book, I'm not going to use it. So. Lots of goodies in here. And let's see. This one opens up. There's another piece of coffee dyed paper in there as a journaling card. Some coffee dyed book pages. Some onion skin typing paper. Just a little pocket. A couple of journaling cards in there. A couple of pieces of coffee dyed paper. This is one of those postcards. And a little cluster there. Some book paper. Piece of Tim Holtz paper as a journaling card. Some onion skin paper again. This is a little bit thicker stuff that I have. And I attached a few little, you know, paper flowers here and there throughout this book. A little journaling card, the piece of linen attached at the top. I made a pocket out of, this was actually the back cover of an atlas, really super old atlas, but I just loved the imagery on there, so I just made that into a pocket on this page. This is I don't even know what this is. This is some kind of advertisement for like a hotel or something. And some sheet music. Coffee dyed, just this is that 28-pound copy paper. And this is this pocket page is made out of a book that I coffee dyed a lot of the images out of. So there's one of those maps that I folded up. This is like a double tuck spot on the back with one of my clusters. A lot of this stuff doesn't really need explanation, I guess, right? A lot of really old book paper and stuff in these journals, though. This is just a piece of, I actually had scanned this and printed it out on in a few different sizes on different types of paper. And most of the, pattern paper that I've used, if it's white on the back, I usually coffee dye it. Just a couple of folded up pieces here for journaling. Excuse me. A couple pieces of Tim Holtz paper as journaling cards in here. And one of my clusters. A little tag made out of one of those organizers, those expandable organizers. Coffee dyed Project Life card. Some book paper, some coffee dyed paper. Another flip out with an image stitched on the front. Some little goodies in the glassine bag here. Some more goodies in this one. This is like a waxed paper bag. And again, just in random places, I've just attached some postage stamps or paper flowers or things like that. So it's the end of the first signature. Here's a flyleaf page from a vintage book, another journaling card. This is like a greeting card, half of a greeting card that I coffee dyed. There's a little card that I made out of a piece of that book, the Garden Flowers in Color, and I stitched it on there with some fabric behind it. Little love postage stamp there. And another like collaged image with the key in there, and it says perfect. A couple layers of like fabric and really old ephemera behind it. It's one of those printed images. Piece of book paper from the airplane maintenance book. It's a little, oh, it says perfect. So, but even still, like as much stuff as I've got in this book, there's still a ton of writing space in here. So, and this book is definitely large enough that I think it would give even the most dedicated journaler run for their money as far as filling this. There's a lot of pages in this book. Bridge score sheet. I love making these larger journals. They're so fun because, you don't have to fold everything up or cut things down or whatever. You can use some of my larger ephemera. So this is a, piece that's cut out of an old magazine. A little journaling card made from a file folder. And these are actually really old glassine envelopes that I picked up recently. I can't remember where I got them, but they were in something. Oh, they were from, no, darn it, I can't remember. Anyway, there's a couple of, the top of an envelope where they tore off, to save the stamps. So that could be used like as a tuck spot or something, You could take something and just stick it in there. Lots of book paper, lots of maps and atlas pages. This is a piece of a coloring book here. And I just put some rickrack across the front of there. I just like the color, you know, with the map. This is from a flower book that I have. I have another like gigantic like coffee table flower book that I really want to get into. I want to tear it apart. Kind of calling my name. There's just a couple of pieces of, you know, coffee dyed paper and stuff in there. I guess that's a message while you were out, you know, thing. There's a time card, coffee dyed time card, another Project Life card. This is an advertisement for a hotel. Piece of coffee dyed paper. And there's a map of Quebec in here from an atlas, and some more coffee dyed paper, journaling cards, another cluster with some decoupage done with beeswax on the as the like base of the cluster. Some really, really old ephemera in this book. Some, you know, scrapbook paper that I coffee dyed. It's another Project Life card that I coffee dyed. A little bit of layering here with some ephemera. There's a postage stamp there. Another piece of the stationery that I coffee dyed. Some more like you know, journaling cards. This is just a book page with some decoupaged paper napkin on the front. There's another, this is like a warranty registration card. Another little printed image. And that's the end of the second signature. And then there's just a pocket in the back where I, you know, tucked in some coffee dyed paper, some wax decoupaged, like advertising, that kind of thing. So, and a little paper flower there. So, okay, so that is the second of 3 like, you know, distressed cover journals that I just recently listed in my Etsy shop. So go check them out. They're really nice books, very sturdy, and lots and lots of writing space, lots of extra goodies in both of them as well. So, all right. So thank you very much for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. And if you don't mind, you know, just click that little thumbs up button before you go. I appreciate it. And it does definitely help my channel. And then subscribe if you haven't already. And anybody who has, thank you very, very, very much. I really do appreciate it. And you guys are incredibly awesome. So thank you for watching. Take care. Love you. Bye.